Hello, this is Huck from Huck and Mia's Cooking in the Swamp. Today we're going to do a little recipe. It's really easy recipe to make, and it's something a lot of us grew up eating as kids, and a lot of us still eat it today. But show you how to make that. It's really simple. And, if you can open a can of beans and cook bacon, then you can make this. So it really just has a few main ingredients. Today what we're going to be using, I usually make my own beans, but like I say, this is a shortcut, easy way of doing it. But what we're going to use today is HEB borracho beans, pinto beans. And what the borracho means is drunken beans. And you can see this has shiner in it. You don't drink beer, you're not going to feel any effects from it. It's just a seasoning in it, or a brine in it. So with the beans, we're also going to have pickled jalapenos, and we'll use some of the brine out of that. A little twist on it that I do that's probably different from the regular is we're going to use some onion, and we're also going to use thick cut bacon from HEB. So your seasonings will be simple seasonings. You'll have a little bit of salt, sugar. We'll add a little bit more onion powder with the onion. We'll also have garlic powder, paprika, a little bit of chili powder, and a little bit of ground cumin. So with that, we'll get with it. Okay, so we got our seasonings here, getting ready to make our bean dip. But the first thing I want to do get going is the bacon, because we're going to need that, the bacon grease, to saute our onions. So what we have here is we have half a teaspoon of salt. I use kosher salt. Half a teaspoon of sugar. Half a teaspoon of onion powder. Half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then you have a quarter teaspoon of chili powder, paprika, and of cumin. We also have a quarter cup of onions that we'll saute in once the bacon's done. And I usually cook just a couple of pieces of bacon. You don't need a whole lot for the smaller amount of beans. But you also have pickled jalapenos, usually 6 to 8 of them. They're like nacho jalapenos. But you know, if you want to take a little of the heat out, you can core the center of it and take the vein and the seeds out, and that way it's not too spicy, you know, if you're serving it to kids or whatever. And then you have a tablespoon of the brine that came from the peppers. Okay, once the bacon's done, we got it over here. I'll chop that up here in just a minute. But then we saute our onions, get those rolling so we can add that to everything. Okay, so at this point we got our onions sauteed, about a quarter cup of onions, and then the 2 slices of bacon, we chopped that up, and that ended up being about a quarter cup. So from here, basically what you do is you put everything in your blender. Ours is, you can see, very, very modern, very nice, 1980s, I think. Anyway, just pour your beans in there, juice and all. Put bacon in there, onions, cumin, paprika, chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, sugar, salt, pepper brine, and peppers, and let's see, garlic powder. Okay, from there you blend it, and you know, depending on how you like it, the traditional bean dip is smooth. So that's probably what we're going to do here, is blend it smooth. But you can leave it a little chunky, or you know, however you want to do it. But it's up to you. All right. Okay, once we got it whipped up, That's about what it looks like. If you want to make it more like the original version, you can leave the juice out of the beans. And it, you know, the less, obviously the less liquid you have, then the more thick it'll be. But what I like to do is take and pour this back into our pan that we cooked our bacon in. It's still got a little bit of bacon grease in there. And what we'll do is warm that up, turn it on about medium for about a minute, and then cut it back down. Let it simmer for a few minutes, keep it stirred, but let that go for about 10 minutes, and you can serve it hot or serve it cold. Okay, once you got it how you want it and it's cooked down long enough, what we'll do is pour it into your bowl. Then what we like to get around here is with some of these. And there you have it, bean dip. Doesn't take long to make. You probably have most everything, all that stuff in your house already. But anyway, that's it for this time. See you later.